Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Centre, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where each one of us connects to the positive side of our life, if you like, where we're way above all the aspects of our living conditions and all the aspects of drama that exist in the physical world. Over a period, we've managed to be able to just switch into that space, if you like, with ease and with gentleness. And as we communicate, you start to feel the individual connection that allows you and me to speak to one another with a dual channel connection, where I can feel what you feel and you can feel what I feel, as well as being able to hear the words. You hear, feel, and understand that there's something behind the words, something that's carried through the special channels that we now know we can use. Those special channels belong to humanity itself, and there's nobody else can cut into your channel for any reason. And once that is open between us, it is the same security as you have with your Creator. I'm emphasizing this because we're going to bring Simmion into the light as we move along. And to do that, he will open channels for you, unique to his world and unique to you. So the more we talk about the communication, the better it becomes. The more satisfying the energy field becomes around you. And the more detailed the sincerity within each one of us becomes to the physical world. I stress detailed because the precision that you now have leaves nothing out, ignores nothing, and allows everything to move into its own position of creativity rather than destruction. In every picture, there is every color, including black and white. And without the black, you have no depth. But if it's all black, there's no picture. So as you either take something out or put something in, you change the full aspect of what we're about to experience. I'll change direction a little for a moment and talk about what happens when you walk in amongst the trees. The bush, we call it in Australia, and the forest, you call it here. Many of the experiences you skip over until you've actually taken the time to feel the interaction and to allow the magic to be in your interface with the world. As that magic starts to work, you find you can call on the energies of the earth to hold you up, to keep you tall, to propel you up slopes, to pull you from one place to another, to change the feelings within your body so that everything is easy. This is now spreading to every phase of your life and to every phase of the physical world. So if you're walking along the pavement, you can change your interface so that you walk softly. Just like if you walk on hot coals, you don't get burnt. You can walk in the cold with no shoes, on rough surfaces, and allow the interface of the earth to change such that it feels soft and padded. You can maintain your balance without concentration. You can allow your body to change in any way it likes with the full support of the force of nature. As we see things grow, we witness the slow and endless force of growth, of new birth. And we nourish that growth and that new birth continually once we decide to interact at a level where we fit into the picture and everything fits into our picture and nothing runs into one another. So I'm bringing this forward now to show you that as your day goes on, you can be gentle with yourself, with the world around you, with the magic that you have in your possession. And you can soften everything about your world. And when I say soften with great strength and great precision. So now you don't get caught with symptoms, with science, and with reaction. All those things have controlled your life up until this point. But with your ability, you can surpass them all, providing you're willing to go with simplicity. The simplicity that drives everything is in your life already. The fact that you can order a car to take you from one place to another, and you can be doing anything you like in the meantime. It's controlled by the simplicity of your action. And once you give the order that you want a car to take you from one place to another, you don't have to do anything more about it. You don't have to guide the driver. You don't have to tell the driver to start the engine. You don't have to do the detail. And that's the best example I can give you of simplicity. You can do exactly the same thing by ordering yourself to be healthy. You only have to do it once. It stays intact until you have a disturbance. And then you can change direction and just be healthy without ordering anything. Your presence affects everything in the world, and it affects every person in the world. The fact that you can't see it and you can't get proof has been looked at many times. And you have proof instantly. The instant you smile at anybody, even at yourself, the world changes. Your condition changes. Your love for everybody changes. And it affects everyone. The smallest inflection, done with precision and ease, gives you grace. Grace of movement, grace of thought, and a non-reactive nature. Because all the things that you would normally react against disappear. You don't have to fix one thing. The world that we were given has two separate functions. One's the play world, where we can do anything we like. We can make it great, we can make it terrible. We can make a mess, we can clean it up. And then there's the world of your creator, where nothing's out of place, no matter what you do. It's cleaned up before you make a mess. Everything's in harmony and balanced. And the reward system is happening without you doing a thing. So you're being rewarded by great feelings, by great sensations, by miracles, by your own feelings. And you are welcome. It is your home. So you can invite yourself into the world of your creator at any time. And you'll be welcome every time. But it's better still if you don't leave there. And you can control what's happening in the play world from the world of your creator by the use of magic. And that's why I keep saying, welcome to the world of magic and miracles. We've all invited ourselves to the party. And the excellence of what we present continues to flow from us in an endless, joyful, growing phase of life. As we look at the various things that disturb us in the physical world, we can actually hold our hand out and see the picture of the solution, and then just let it go into the future and know that you have created it. It will appear in a package that you probably won't recognize till after the event. You may look back an hour later and see nothing. You might look back a week later and still see nothing. But when you don't look at all, it will appear out of nowhere. I keep relating the example of when you say to yourself, what was that person's name? And it doesn't come straight away. You say, oh, well, I'll find out later. You continue with what you're doing and it pops in your head from nowhere. This is one of the storage systems that we haven't explored. We keep thinking it's our brain because we think with our brain. But in fact, we think with the bit of the brain that doesn't work so good. The part of the brain that we don't interfere with works perfectly. So as you feel inputs and you give yourself a fraction of a second delay, you will also feel your millions of outputs, where you are connected to the world and to the universe. You have a human body. It is the greatest measuring system ever. It has not been developed. It's part of you. You can tell when the temperature is suitable or not. You can tell when there's going to be a storm. You can tell when someone's not feeling right. You can tell so many things. As long as you allow yourself to continue to do that, your measuring system will outdate everything on the earth. Even the computer. How many times have you heard of people totally shutting down a computer by the signals they put out? How many people can say, I know what you're thinking, but that's not right? Or you talk to a child and you say, don't tell me that lie, before they can even open their mouth. You can measure when a wave is about to break in the water, when there's an uplift in the wind, if you're flying, whether to turn left or right, to compensate for somebody who's about to drive into the side of you, without even seeing where the car comes from. You can feel what comes from the person. You can tell if somebody's unstable. You can tell if somebody's happy. All these things I'd like to bring forward again and again, so that you can see that the beauty of the life that you've been given is always there. And like I said to someone a few days ago, if you dive under a wave that's almost going to crush you, and you relax, you'll feel the movement downwards, and then you'll feel yourself lifted up. And it's the same for anything you do in life. If you go to bend over and you get a twinge, if you keep going, it'll compensate and disappear. If you respond by pulling back, you will lock that up and you'll have to go through the pounding of the wave. So move forward all the time. Know that you are totally capable I've shown people how to update their whole body system, like the screen of the TV updates, where the raster lines just move down and update the picture. Your body is quicker than that. So if it gets suddenly worn out after running or exerting itself, you can tell it to update and watch you don't pass out, because it is so quick, so effective. You suddenly have all your energy back and you have to start using it. When the system that you've been used to says, I'm tired, I'll have to rest, you're actually reversing the process and saying, I've updated, I'm fully active, I have to keep using my body. I've demonstrated this with runners, athletes, weightlifters, Commonwealth weightlifters. And I've shown them how I can actually lift the same weight as them if I hook into their field. I can run as fast as them if I hook into their field. The whole concept of life is actually incorrect. Life goes forward all the time. Life improves all the time. It never ages, and it never allows you to age. You change shape, you change form, but you don't get old. This is something that you can ask people who are 100-year-old. And they'll say, I feel like I'm about 25. And I haven't had the signal to shut down yet. So many of the things that we do in life can be surpassed. That's why I talk about living beyond technology, living beyond the theories. I actually spent a lot of time doing the exact opposite to what was called a solution to a problem, and got a better result than working with the solution. Technically, it works. In practical terms, it works better. And as you look, you smile, because you know you've done the impossible before it actually appears. Now, as we step forward at this time in life, we can see many things in the world that are projected by people that are beautiful, perfect, loving. And we will also see those things that keep getting poked at us with our visual senses, with our manufactured senses of lack. And if you look at your real life in the way that somebody else might look at it, that you're happy, you're managing somehow, even if it seems impossible, and you're living on top of the wave, then you only have to see it once, because you're going to enjoy it forever. And here's the catch. You don't have to do anything. I used to say there are some guidelines, and one of them was, if it's hard work, you're doing it wrong. You don't even have to do that now, because it's not a matter of doing. It's a matter of sensing everything around you, feeling the sparkles, feeling all the stars that feed your system. Know that you are a full system. You're a galactic being. To be a galactic being, you have to be a galaxy. And because you are, you intermingle with every other galaxy and every other galactic being. And nothing runs into one another, except a few lost, scattered embers from things dying away. But there is no problem. And as we move forward into the next phase of what I'm about to present to you, you'll see that there's more to your world than anything I can pass on. You'll see that your connection through to the special beings who look after you make you a very, very special being. Not just a special person. You're far more than that. And the more we pass that on, the more we receive as well. Because it's all about the flow, the movement of your galaxy, the movement within your galaxy, and the harmony and balance that seems like it's chaos. The plan to create chaos, to solve the problems of the world, will actually work. Because our natural system is harmony out of chaos. And to move on further, I want you to experience how I bring in Simmion and allow him to talk to you in a whole different way than what you may have felt before. Simmion has achieved an enormous amount in the world and is always active. So we'll let him talk to you and express many new things that will be everyday part of your life. Hello, everyone. This is Simmion, coming to you from the outer reaches of the universe, bringing you energies to support your day and to take you further into the world of your Creator. As I become settled in with Robert's body, you will feel our connection in a similar way to the connection you felt with Robert. But our frequencies are much more capable of carrying your origin and your source through all the barriers and into your world. It's for that reason that I always say, bringing you energies to support your day. The field that we bring and that we send for you to use is like a blanket, a security blanket with endless depth, beautiful softness, and loving responses. With those active energies, you are capable of doing much more in the physical world than any imagination can take you to. So be gentle, but be strong. Be loving, but with clarity. And be you with sincerity. It is our time to move into your world, to assist you in everything you do, from here to eternity. Not as a servant, not as a leader or a teacher, but as a friend that can hold the greatest conversations with you in any moment, who can talk to you in the middle of a hailstorm, and who can support you as you walk across the hot coals of life. What we intend has nothing to do with anything. What you intend also has nothing to do with anything. Who we are and who you are makes everything work. And there is never a question of whether we will be available. As the greatest friend you can ever know. As that great friend, we're there always. And we will turn the universe upside down if we have to make sure your world fits perfectly. The echo through the unknown is what you now can use to bring your message to life itself. Your message is not a word. It is you. It's that special feeling that people get when you walk into a room with a smile on your face, standing tall, with with love and harmony and nothing else. The beginning of all life starts every day and never finishes. So the overlay from each day builds more depth for the creation of the future. And one slight inflection from you moves mountains totally and clearly. We, at a distance, feel everything that you feel because that distance no longer exists. When we talk about the outer reaches of the universe, that is only a physical term. You will soon find out that you can reach any part of the universe in a fraction of a second or less. And it will be accepted in your physical world as normal. So look forward and never look back, because it's the flow that maintains the elegance of your being, the beauty that you present. And the resources that you have available. In every aspect in life, whether it be known or unknown, the flow is what it's all about. And it is not linear or logical. And each time you try to look at it, it's different. So with great elegance, you can now enter the world of magic and miracles. And know that you are standing with your Creator and with all of us, and projecting back into the physical world, into the hologram that you call your physical body. That hologram can be described in its many aspects, from each universal star. Each star that is situated around you, projecting another facet of your being. And at the moment, it's not even registering a fraction of all the stars that feed your system. And this is the same for every person. We can maintain those stars. We can elevate your awareness to where you have access to many more stars. And each star is a different aspect of your being. On Earth, you sometimes talk about multiple personalities. They are multiple only because they're separated. And made to be a single source. But in fact, everybody has billions of personalities, all available at once, that never come to the surface as one thing, but are controlled precisely as you would a hologram to format each part of your being. And when you look at your body and you decide you have a symptom of some sort, all you have to do is shuffle around all the stars for a bit, push them out of order, push your system out of order, and watch it all come back into play. It will happen in the blink of an eye. Just like playing with a handful of magnets. They end up in a point where they've got a natural balance. And it's a natural balance of massive forces. So you have a natural balance of forces that could break a brick wall when pulled out of order. And that's why some people who look like they couldn't lift anything can lift a truck if they need to. Because that part of their being and that aspect pushes forward when everything's pushed out of balance. Miracles happen because of the random disturbance of your balance of life. Many miracles happen around the turmoil of an accident or the turmoil just before the accident so that the accident actually disappears. Much movement can be achieved if you're willing to feel the disturbance and go with it. So there's more and more to experience in your physical life. And we will be there with you. Each one of you can simply switch on the connection to Simmion and watch what happens. Don't use your brain. Just switch it on, just like you would switch on your happy switch. Once the connection is made, you'll find you don't need to ask how. And you will feel me in your life over and over and over again. And many times you'll wonder why I don't appear when you think I should. That's also part of our job. To be there when you don't expect. to be there when there is a need. So as we move into this next short period in the Earth time system, you will see us exposed more in the nature of miraculous happenings. You will start to do things yourself and know that they're working. Like put yourself in a big cocoon, big bubble, and lift yourself up off the earth with all your residents, all your good things, and you will feel as if you're floating on air. You will develop your spaceship instantly through your capability with plasma and the plasma fields. And then you will see that you can hold your hand up, move it, and manipulate those fields. You can change everything that is around everyone with the movement, very subtle movement of your hand, or your eyes, or your head. And the force is enormous. There are times when you may shock yourself because the force that comes out of you can throw someone backwards without you even touching them. And it's not anger. It's a sudden burst of disruption that is like disturbing your universal field. So the galaxy around you just feels like it's exploding so that it can come back together. As we enter this time where we're being exposed, it won't be visual to the extent of sighting something in the sky. It'll be visual to the extent of knowing that something is in the sky and knowing exactly what it is, being able to communicate with it, feeling the vibration of it, sending signals backwards and forwards, having a good laugh, and lots of joy. So we look forward to all this in the very near future. And we will be back again every time you need us. So for now, I'll put you back to Robert and allow you to see that there is a difference between the two of us, but there is also a similarity. Thank you, everyone. I am Simmion. Well, you probably haven't seen that transition before. Although some people have watched as I move and as I allow Simmion not to take over, but to use the facilities of my body the same way twins operate. The words start by one twin and are finished by another. The feeling of closeness between twins is the same as the feeling of closeness between Simmion and myself. And you will feel the same. There's an aspect of Simmion for everyone. And what we've done today is bring you closer to the life that you would love to live. Bring you closer to the fantastic feelings that surge through my body. The amazing feats that you can demonstrate to people will now start to happen. I've spent many years being shown by many, many beings how the world works, how the physical interaction with nature has been ignored. The simplicity of dimensions, how we each can create a dimension and actually live in it. And in a busy, noisy atmosphere, we can create a dimension between 1, 2, or 50 people so that when we talk, they're the only ones who understand what we're saying. Nobody else can seem to focus, nor do they want to. So the power of dimensions is another thing that you can play with. Simmion has actually had me on hold for a while to allow the world to catch up. And I don't see it as catching up. I see it as moving forward. But in fact, I'm never right. I'm just different. And sometimes we laugh amongst ourselves at how different we see things when we are so close. And it's not an opinion, it's just how we see. Because we have totally different natures, but such harmonious forces that come together to produce what is never seen in normal terms. We are able to make sure that you are able to heal yourself. You are able to see further than you used to. Not necessarily see what we see, but have access to what we see through all the connections that we're opening between you personally, Simmion personally, me personally, and your creator. So let's take the next few days and live them without being controlled by the system. Then you'll find you'll take the next few days and the next few. And as you get shaken every now and then, you'll understand what Simmion said, how your system, your galactic framework goes into chaos so that it can reformat and put everything in the right place. So something is thrown into your world, it will shake you. And you just smile, keep stepping forward and watch it all form into its correct place. Without any defense system and without any reason, just keep stepping on forward. Get on top of that wave, whether it be a wave of circumstance, a physical wave, a force, an entity, noise, anything. Allow it to be there and let it go to its correct place. We've all been taught to get annoyed. You can't be annoyed by something that goes to its correct place. It doesn't happen. So allow the turmoil, allow everything to fly to pieces and allow your body to update, even if you think you're going to fall over. And next thing, you're okay. And you've got more energy than you ever had when you started. Well, we have a special day here in America tomorrow. And it's not something that I'm used to as an Australian. But I know everyone has a deep feeling in their heart that will be satisfied on that special day. And I wish you all the best for tomorrow and the next few days when you're riding the wave, feeling Simmion and looking for the explosion that shakes your whole being into a natural, perfect, galactic operation. So on top of all that, all I can say is my contribution is to wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and a wonderfully magic future. Thank you all.